Hello, viewers. Thank you for joining this broadcast. Good morning, good evening, or good day. Depending on the time you're catching this broadcast, it's a boy Pedro again. Okay, so I'm here to give you the latest on the Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency markets, basically. So we're diving straight to the charts. Currently we have Bitcoin sitting very well above the danger zone that we're talking about for quite some time now. So today I'm going to be focusing on what Bitcoin needs to do to stay afloat, not sink back into enemy territory again. So the key battle was to get break above this consolidation. Breaking above the consolidation entailed that Bitcoin needed to get past this resistance. It needed to get past this region first, then get past this resistance zone, which was their key battle. It needed to be well defended by the bears because this is actually their territory. So just like the bulls defended the demand zone down south, which is the downside of the consolidation around the 30k territory, it was now the turn of the bears to do same at their own zone, which is enemy territory for the bulls, which is the 42k territory, like I've always referred to. And the turning point for the bulls was this 3-point move. The 3-point move was the turning point for the bulls. What would have been like what was supposed to be like a normal consolidation bounce of resistance and back to support, back to the 30k territory, was now turned around by the bulls to be a conventional 3 points move, a conventional 3 points uptrend move by the bulls. So here was actually the turning point for the bulls. So the turning point, this 3-point move was the turning point for the move for the bulls to be able to break this consolidation, because here is the psychology behind this. If you're going to stay, this is going to be a little bit technical and psychological, but I just need you to stay with me for a second, and then you should be able to follow through. So the bulls needed to get past this territory, and getting past this territory on a straight line move would have entailed them getting to this point and being able to come up with something extraordinary, like I've always referred to. Extraordinary, when I mean something extraordinary, it means something tangible volume. So what the Bulls had to do at this point, which has been lacking during um, the previous moves down up north. If you can see during this period, um, when they approached this territory, the upside, the enemy territory, the volume was practically dead. It was impossible for them to make this move. This was also the case in previous times too. Volume tends to decline when they approach this territory, making it impossible for them to break this territory. Breaking this territory is this is a very critical territory, so breaking through this territory would entail something extraordinary. I'll need you to take some few steps back in time with me, back to May 19th, when this territory was first compromised to give rise to this almost 3 months consolidation that we currently found ourselves to be in. So what actually happened was, on May 19th this happened, and I came to realize that this actually coincided with the day with the most traded volume of Bitcoin in the entirety of the crypto markets, the entire history of the crypto markets. If you check this on the Binance charts, because Binance is the biggest exchange by trading volume, so it has the best representative volume of what's going on in the market. So I'm going to be showing you there, but just to give you a picture of what I'm talking about, over 354,000 over 354,000 worth of Bitcoins were traded that day on the on the Binance chart, on the Binance platform alone, and that's huge amount of volume was the huge trading volume was also shared on other platforms. So you can see over 354,000 of Bitcoins were traded on just BTC. So that's that day had like the day with the largest trading volume in the history of cryptocurrency. So it took that huge ton of trading volume to crack down this region and then send us into this consolidation. So we needed something extraordinary to be done around this region for us to crack this region up, and that seemed not to be the case in the previous attempt. Hence the fall back to the 30k territory. So what seemed to be what has actually made this giving rise to this long period of consolidation has actually been as a result of this declining volumes as we approached these key zones. So this was usually the case when we got to the 42k territory, and then this was also the case when we got down south as well to the 30k territory. So you can see clearly here that we broke down, and then the following day we are back to this territory, and we couldn't get above it. We couldn't break through it because volume 10 seemed to decline. Couldn't get there was an increase in bearish volume, which had to, in order to defend that territory, and then the bulls were unable to reinforce themselves and solidify their stand as to breaking through that level. We've had prices come down south and then the decline again, and then you can see here as well, and then when you see down south as well, practically decline in bearish volume to be able to enough to, that was a challenge for them breaking through this territory as well. You can see despite the enormous pressure that was mounted by the bears for almost the entirety of July, which resulted to this descending channel deep into the 30k territory. They were unable to break through because the volume was practically dead, insignificant volume on the downside. So the bulls needed something extraordinary to be able to break through. So here was the turning point. This pullback, what you can see as they approached, there was increasing volume as they approached the territory. The moment we got close to the territory, volume does this sharp decline in volume. The moment they got to enemy territory, they started experiencing this decline. The moment they touched it on the 26th, they started experiencing decline in volumes, as you can clearly see here with me. That was supposed to be the case. Like in previous instances, what we expected was to have a decline, a bounce off. As you can see, multiple rejections. There were rejections after the initial one. There was a second rejection, a third rejection, and then a final break into enemy territory. As you can see, the volume was practically becoming dead and insignificant, steady decline in volume. And as usual, we had this bounce off and we're headed south again. So the bulls had to improvise. They had to think outside the box. Had to try to do things differently from what they've been doing before. Ordinarily, things were supposed to head down south to downside the 30k region, but they had to come in at this point, basically just sell off what they've garnered, what they've gained from this point to this point. From here to here is over 30% move. So this was a sort of accumulation by the bulls, sold off and took off profits to this point. If you do the math, I don't know, I can't say, but this should be over 10%. This is definitely over 10% profit taken. Between here and here, this is over 10% profit taken, and they were able to use that to buying power for them to be able to reinforce and make this move. So this was the turning point, major turning point for the bulls. If they were unable to get the required volume they needed at this point, from a straight line move, they had to improvise by going through coming up with this 3-point move. 3 points, from a technical perspective, this 3-point move is actually an uptrend move. Start of an uptrend move is actually the move that validates an uptrend. And then from a financial or psychological perspective, from a volume perspective, they had to do this in order to have more reinforcements to be able to break through this region. Something that they were able to do on a straight move, they had to come up with this. This was an accumulation tactic for them to be able to break through. So I don't know, this is a little bit technical, but I hope this actually really makes sense to those of you that will be paying attention to this broadcast. Excuse me. So basically that is what that was the turning point for the bulls to break through. So they've done that in grand style. There was serious resistance the moment they got to 45k on Sunday, which was on 8 August. So that was also to show how significant 45k was. That's to show you that this region actually played out very well, perfectly, in my opinion. Just like this also played out well. Despite the fact that we have had closes above 40 and 42k, it was clear that the 45k was also crucial to be like the upper zone, the upper limit of this 42k territory. You can see that the bulls had to come up with not just an ordinary close above it, but they needed something very significant price action or candlestick pattern in the in the like of a bullish engulfing. An ordinary price action candlestick pattern would have not been too convincing, but coming up with something like a bullish engulfing, which is like the biggest and best price action or candlestick pattern that you should expect for a very significant move. So this happened and came in from the danger zone, started from the danger zone, fully engulfed the previous red candle, which was the rejection candle, and then closed well above, did not just engulf and close above the body of the red candle, but well above the high of the red candle. So this is massive. This is massive from the bulls. So currently now we're having, as I speak to you now, this is live. This is live in real time. This is a live chat, and we're currently having a retracement. So the bulls have to defend that territory. The territory has been won by them, at least for the interim, but they need to defend the territory. So we know that there's definitely going to be retests. Sometimes there are retests, sometimes there are no retests, but as it stands now, you can see we're likely gonna have a retest. It's tending towards that direction. So we are having a retest, tending towards a retest as we speak. So the bulls need to defend that. They need to defend that to stay up. So these are like basically the two things. They need to we need an extra confirmation with daily a weekly close above this territory as well. So a daily close has been confirmed, so they need to be able to defend it till at least the weekend to finally have an extra confirmation on the bigger time frame as well. So another key thing why the weekly close is key is as a result of something history in the past. I made mention of that before the close of my last broadcast, so I'm just going to mention it here again. In the past, the significance of that level of that weekly close above that region is the fact that in the past we've had Bitcoin staying above during an uptrend. Bitcoin staying above the 21 EMA. Bitcoin was always above the 21 EMA all throughout the periods of its uptrend in the past, 2017 and all, and even during this previous bull uptrend that just got halted in May. Yeah, so the moment we broke below 21 EMA, the crash in May actually coincided with a break below, a close below the 21 EMA, and ever since then we have been in we've been excuse me, we seem to have failed to resume our uptrend. As long as Bitcoin stays above just a second, it's taking a little bit of time to have this up. Alright, so here is the moving average, 21 week moving average in blue. So here is the week, here is the May crash. This was May 10 to May 17th. It was a slight close below the 21 week moving average, simple moving average, and then the final crash on May 19th happened within this week, which finally confirmed this break below it, and ever since we have lost our uptrend bias. So you can see the all throughout the period that follow with me here, all throughout the period we were above this 21 week moving average. The uptrend bias was intact, was well intact. So the moment we broke below it we lost our uptrend bias. So and currently the 21 week moving average is seated at below 44k. So you can see it coincides with the 45k level, can see. So that's why it's in confluence with the 45k level, showing more reasons why it is significant. It's actually a dynamic level, so it's been decreasing as the prices as time goes, the days go by or the weeks go by, and then things prices tend to change. So around last month it was around 46, it was around 48 in June. So it's been decreasing as the weeks go by. So it's currently seated at, as at last week, it was close to 45. So all within the 45k level. It's around that price, that region. So you can see why it is key. There was as at the close of last week, we had this rejection. We had this rejection. Above of it, and as we speak now, we are currently closing above it. So an extra sort of final confirmation would be a close above it. So we are currently closing above it, but the week is yet to close, so we need to wait till the weekend to finally confirm this close above it, and that to me should be like an extra and final confirmation for the bulls. So aside the fact that the bulls need to defend what they've done on a daily basis, the second confirmation would be to wait till the weekend closes. The weekend needs to close above this region. So the moment, in summary, the bulls need to stay afloat by staying above this enemy territory that they've just broken through to be safe. The moment they are unable to defend this, they fall back, they close back into this territory on at least a daily closing basis, then they are not safe. They are basically sinking. They need to stay afloat. So that's just it from me. I didn't plan to stay this long for this broadcast. I needed to just make it very brief. I didn't know I would stay this long. So thank you very much for listening. I just hope you got value from this. I leave your like, share, comments in the comment section, and feel free to subscribe as well, follow on whatever platform it is you're viewing from, and just remember that whatever it is I present here, like I've always done in the past, I've always been for educational purposes and not to be treated as financial advice. Always remember that forex, crypto, or any financial market trading are all risky affairs, and you should endeavor to carry out your own research before entering any trade. Thank you very much. I wish you a lovely week ahead. Happy trading. God bless you all. May the bulls be with you. At least for now. Bye bye.